right, welcome to Days and Minutes, episode 4. This is October 1st, 2024, and a Monday. No, Tuesday?
Tuesday.
It's a Tuesday. Okay, Grandma's more with it than me. So, what happened on Days today? What did we start off with? Something about a hospital or something?
Yes, they're supposed to do the first scene at the hospital
Scene of what?
of Body and Soul.
Oh, okay. So, Body and Soul is supposed to be filming at the hospital?
Yes.
And what's up with the Seth? Who's Seth?
He's the chief
Medical?
the medical doctor of the hospital.
Oh, he's the medical chief. So he's the
Okay.
chief doctor, yeah. So he's the
Yeah.
head doctor. And, is this a new character, or have you seen him before? Or is
No, he's new.
He's new? Okay. And then,
Well, you always heard of him, the name, but you never really saw him until today.
so now, what exactly happened with that? What he's talking about, the consequence of what was he worried that was going to happen at the hotel? The hospital.
He thought they would get
Interrupt the patients?
yes, that it would be too much going on
Yeah.
and wouldn't be good for the patients in the hospital.
Uh-huh.
But Kayla said that they would be on the 5th floor, which is not being used.
Mm-hmm.
So, and they would not be in contact with any patients. So he thought about it, and then he said to her, I was rethinking, and so she said, oh, are you going to do it? And he said, yes, but there was a stipulation.
Mm-hmm.
He wanted to play the doctor,
Oh, God.
okay? He had to play the doctor, so, and that's how
That's
that
the
happened. That's how
condition.
that happened. That was the condition. So she didn't get a chance to tell Kate. So when Kate came to the hospital, because they had to start rolling.
Oh, they're filming today? This was
Yeah.
the first episode of filming?
Yeah.
Or the first day of filming?
Yes.
So the last episode we talked about Bonnie's getting killed off, right? So why this episode is she helping them try to get a location for filming? I don't understand that. Or was that her trying to get back in their good graces? Oh,
Yeah.
Kayla. I confused Kayla and Bonnie. That's my bad.
Yeah.
No, that's my bad. I confused Kayla and Bonnie. Okay, so I'm sorry. So Kayla's
the one. She's a doctor.
and why is she involved in Body Soul? Just helping them out as a friend, just trying to get them the location?
Well, her sister-in-law is Kate,
Oh, okay.
the one that's in charge. So
Okay. So to just correct my error, we got Kayla at the hospital trying to negotiate with Seth. I thought it was Bonnie. I was
yeah,
very
she
confused.
did the negotiation about the use of.
Yeah, and Kayla's a doctor.
Yes.
Okay, gotcha. So she was just... All right, let's move on. So we got the whole hospital stuff, and then, what's really going on with, Johnny and Chanel now?
Well,
Or Johnny and Alex?
Kate doesn't want to budge on the sex scenes.
So
And
Johnny...
so-
No, I'm sorry. Alex and Chanel are going to be filming Body and Soul. They're the actress and actor, and then they're going to have a love scene, and Johnny is Chanel's husband. Yep.
And he's the director.
Oh, he is?
Yes.
He's also the director of Body and Soul.
Yes.
And he doesn't want them to have a love scene because, as we discussed last time, Alex had been with his wife before. So.
Yes.
All right. So then, why is why is Johnny the director of, his woman's love scene?
Because Abe gave him the job.
Abe gave him director, and then they were like,
Yeah.
oh, by the way, now we're
Because
going
he
to throw
was
in the scene.
supposed to go to California for a directing position, but his wife ended up in the hospital. She had a miscarriage, so that ended that.
Yeah. So Alex, what would he say? Oh, you clearly can't, fulfill the job of directing and whatnot. Is that what he said to Johnny, or no?
No, he just said you have a problem with, the sex scene
Mm-hmm.
that we would have, and
Who do you think is? What do you think? Do you think Johnny?
and so Alex suggested
Mm-hmm.
to have a replacement.
Like a body double?
No, director, to
Oh.
have somebody fill in for that part. In other words, get a director to direct the sex scene,
Yeah.
and not for him not to be a part of it if it's bothering him so much.
Yeah.
And he said no.
Do you think that's a good idea that Alex suggested, or do you think that? Do you think Johnny's right, or do you think Alex is like?
No,
whatever?
well, Alex, I don't think Alex means anything malicious. That he wants Chanel. It's just he knows how he feels. He was uncomfortable with it. He didn't want to do it either.
Okay.
So.
So Johnny is overreacting a little bit.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So, whatever happened now that we can bring it back to Bonnie, now that I effed up
Well,
and brought her
Bonnie's
up.
in the hospital
Why is she in the hospital?
because that's where she's supposed to die.
Oh, she's in the
That's
hospital.
supposed to be
She's
the
filming.
Yeah.
She's filming in the
She's
hospital.
filming. And Alex is her son. So,
Alex Kyriakis.
Right. So
Oh.
he had to go over and
They were
to
talking.
the hospital because she was dying. But
Oh, Alex is her son in the show.
in the show.
Not in
but
real life.
also her stepson
See, I
in real
can't-
life.
Oh God, I can't deal with this soap opera and a soap
So-
opera. Like what?
So Alex goes over and hugs her and whatnot, and he says, "Oh," he says, "I'm so happy." He says, "You're not gonna die." And she says, "What do you mean?" "I'm gonna die." And he says, "No, you're not." And she looked and like she didn't get the new pink. So
So they kept her on.
they kept her on, but Abe's in the square, and who comes over to him is Hattie,
Yeah.
and Hattie had a scene with
Bonnie.
Bonnie, and she felt so bad. She said, "I felt so bad for her, really, And he says, "Well, I'm glad you feel that way." So she says, "Too bad that she's, gonna die." And he turned around and he says, "Well," he says, "she's not." And she says, "What do you mean?" "Well, then who?" And he said to her, "You."
And why
Hattie.
is that?
Because the two women don't get along. That's
I know,
all they
but
do
why
is
did they
fight.
choose Hattie over Bonnie at the last minute? Because yesterday it was Bonnie again.
I know. But that's because a Hattie made it an ultimatum
Oh.
that it's either her or me.
Now I walked by, wasn't Hattie like crying when Bonnie was, she actually felt bad, right? When she was talking to her, she was like, "Oh, I'm gonna miss you."
Yeah.
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 Yeah, so they had a little moment. So now, Bonnie is getting that information from Alex, and then we got Kate and Abe. So did they have a scene together, Kate and Abe? Were
No,
they talking?
they're not in.
Kate and Abe didn't.
Yeah, they talked that they did. They were in the square, the Horton Square, and they turned around, and that's when he asked her if Leo did the new pink papers.
Oh, okay.
And she said yes.
And they talked about the location. We're good to go. Da 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 da.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. In other news, we got Stephanie and Jada talking.
They were just talking about Bobby and Everett how Stephanie misses Everett, and they feel bad what happened to him, that this crazy lady turned around and killed him.
So Everett and Bobby were the same crazy person, and then crazy Connie is the one who came and was even more crazy. She was in love with him, and that's why she killed him?
She was no, not in love with him. She was in love with Sheilin.
Li Shin.
Li Shin.
So
Li Shin.
So she was in love. Okay, but why did she want to kill Bobby?
She wanted to kill Everett
Why?
so that Jada, he can go after Jada, because Jada was his wife.
Oh, so she was trying to kill Everett.
That's
so that...
why she stabbed Rafe, to get him out of the picture.
Hold up.
No,
She tried to kill... So Everett and Bobby are the same person, but she tried to kill Everett so that Bobby could be with Jada?
Yeah.
Oh my god. Okay. Well, she's crazy, so yeah. Okay, that makes sense.
Was she turned around and told Bobby that she going to do him a favor, and she was going to take care of Rafe. But he didn't know what she meant by that. So she stabbed Rafe so that Bobby can have clear sailing with Jada. And
Oh, so I'm sorry. She didn't kill Everett so that Bobby could be with Jada, or did she?
what?
I thought...
If
You
they're
said-
one
okay.
and the same person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you just said she... Okay, so she stabbed Rafe so that Bobby could be with Jada, right?
So she
But
had
then
to
she
get rid
also
of...
tried to kill Everett so that Bobby could be with Jada. Or
Right.
So, oh,
But
okay, both.
stupid her said she's so stupid.
Yeah.
Okay?
She didn't realize they're the same.
They're one and the same.
Yeah. Same body. Okay. And,
So she's
did...
in the nut house.
She's in the nut house. So did Marlena ever have any success at all with helping Bobby / Everett? Like when they were doing their little thing?
No,
like,
because he
no breakthroughs?
no, not really.
Anyway. So did Stephanie say anything about Alex?
Yeah, that she had a moment with him. You know,
Do
where
you think
she
she
kissed him.
You think
yeah,
she likes
she
him?
likes him.
How do you think it'll affect her going forward? You think they're going to get together?
There's a strong possibility that they would.
Yeah. And then if they got together, who would that piss off? Like, who would be...
Well, there's nobody, because Teresa's not there. Teresa would be the one that'd be pissed off.
So they're smooth sailing if they
Yeah.
wanted to get together. And nobody dates Stephanie? Because Bobby's dead?
Yeah.
Okay. So then Bonnie was talking with Justin? Is that...
Well,
Or was that briefly?
that was before. That was after the scene in the pub where Hattie and her were, where she was crying that she was going to miss her and all that crap.
Yeah. So, okay, then Bonnie, we got good. She got a little last
So Bonnie,
minute.
she called her husband, the lawyer.
Oh, Justin, because he's a lawyer, right?
Right. And telling him that they're going to kill her off and blah, blah, blah. And
You think he had anything
said,
to do with it?
No, he says that's show business. That's, that
Oh.
she's... So, but he did call Abe when Abe was in the Horton Square.
Yeah.
He called Abe and Abe, said,
It's already
didn't
taken
want to do, but it was already a done deal. So,
All right, so Hattie is... When she found out she's getting rid off the show... When she found out she was getting rid off the show, did she freak out?
oh yes, she just, like, what?
Yeah.
And that was it. That's how it ended.
She was popping up. Oh, that's the end of the show?
Yes.
So, but before the end of the show, Alex and Chanel, they touch base before the end? Or what?
Well, yeah, they weren't like fighting like they were. They ended up being friends.
Okay, so, I mean, that's pretty much the whole episode then. But I do want to talk about tomorrow. just real quick, like, what do you think's going to happen? I thought I saw something about Fiona and Brady.
Well, it's a possibility that, I don't know. I think Brady